We didn't even have to stop for gas this morning. How about that? But we are stuck in traffic just getting off the hill, which isn't normal. But everything was frozen here this morning, so I had to defrost the truck. So we got one more stoplight and then we're rolling. Hey, Larry, thanks for dropping in. Hey, Eddie. Yeah, it's still, well, sun's starting to come up. Hey, Demoose. Hey, Eddie. All right, now we're moving. Oh, great. Now you guys actually get a view of the fog down in the valley. How about that? Hi, Jody. And those goofy little symbols are back. But I have been hearing from other people that they're seeing these symbols too. It's too hot there. Yeah, well, it's not here. It's cold. And I seriously dodged a bullet. They they scheduled the Seahawks victory parade. Luckily, it's tomorrow. They're expecting over 1 million people to come into Seattle for it. Oh, headed off to your next job? No, I'm not going. I may watch on TV, but yeah, I know. Um, I don't know if it'll be as amusing as last time. Last time, Marshawn Lynch was sitting on one of the steps, launching Skittles at the crowd, just hitting people in the face left and right. And he was also throwing empty Fireball mini bottles at people because he had a whole bucket of them that he was sitting next to him that he was drinking on the duck. I mean, for all of us, it was pretty funny, but for the people that got hit, I guess they were kind of upset about it. Well, hopefully, with 69 degrees, you'll get rid of the rest of your snow. I'm hearing a lot of people saying they're hitting 70, but they still got a ton of snow over 80. Yeah, as much snow as is in the Midwest and across the Northeast. We're very low on the snow that we've got, so it doesn't look good for summer. We rarely have drought conditions, but I'm worried about this summer too. Hi, Skip. Welcome in. Hey, Lee. Thanks for dropping in, bud. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Eddie. I'll work on that. Let me get moved over and up on the freeway, and it's going to be full moose. You're having summer weather there, aren't you? Jesus. I'm trying to gap in the traffic so I can launch across to the carpool here. There's one, got it. Two, three, and there's the fog. Yeah, we've been gray skies for several days, but it's been nice because we've been up in the 50s. But today's the big day. I'm going to tear apart the air handler of the furnace and put the new set of strip heaters into it, which I haven't been looking forward to. Hey Simon, thanks for dropping by, buddy. Wouldn't be a big deal, but the furnace is mounted right on the floor, so I've got to basically lay down, disconnect it all, slide the old one out, slide the new one in, and then put it all back together. Yeah, not a lot of view today though. Good news is, as I've been doing dressing changes this week, I've had very little drainage, which means we're healing over more. So I'm curious to see what it looks like today, because I can't actually see it. When they put the stem cells in, they put I don't know what the hell it's called, but it looks like, kind of looks like plastic graph paper over the top of it, and it completely blocks the view of it. So I can't even get a picture of it until I go in the next week and they take all that off and replace it all. And the only way I know what it's doing is by the drainage when I change bandages every day. And until about 3 weeks ago, I was still getting a lot of drainage out of it, which is great breakfast conversation, I suppose. But luckily, you guys are all out in the Midwest and you've already had breakfast. Oh, that's nice. We drove right out of the fog. Hi, Karen. Thanks for coming in. Excuse me. Yeah, that's better. We're out of the fog. Yeah, I don't. I now I know what that little symbol is, but I don't understand why we're getting it. It's some sort of a Chinese translation symbol. Um, but I don't know if that means somebody is watching the stream that's converting it to Chinese or what. Hey, baby, give yourself a little time this morning. The windows are closed up. Yeah, I don't know why that would show up. And like I said, other people are seeing it too. It's not just me. So I know it's not a hallucination. Yeah. Yep. Hey, Bulldog, thanks for coming in. I have fun in nature. Tiffany, thanks for coming in. People are not supposed to jump over these double white lines, but nobody trusts anybody anymore. And of course, now we've got a guy 4 cars up that's going 40 miles an hour. Why? I'm the 5th car back, and the cars go back stacked up as far back as I can see. I get up before her on Tuesdays. Yeah, Leroy tore me up last night. The 35-pound cat likes to snuggle in the middle of the night, and he'll come up and lay down across my arm, and then he decides he's got to need something. Aren't blood thinners great? also find out the results from the test we did last week on circulation. I'm being very careful, Tiffany. I've got a setup in the truck that allows me to keep my eyes on the road, and the chat is in my field of vision, so I really don't have to look away from the road to see what's going on in chat. Yes, windows were froze up this morning. Took me about 10 minutes to defrost the truck before I could start rolling. And I've done it before, but I'll show you again. That's the mount, and it's on the left, just next to the left tower of the window. So it hangs right over the top of my steering wheel on the left side. So I really don't have to glance away from the road to see the chat. Yeah, also on the middle burner on the porch heater, I have to replace the thermocouple today. It crapped out late yesterday, and I wasn't going to do it in the dark. But both the outside burners work, and the light goes up. Yeah, Leroy's 35 pounds, and it's all muscle. There's no fat on it. Must have been taking a nap, huh? Semis get tired after a while. There we go. Yeah, Leroy's not that smart. He's not sure of his name, so I don't think he'd learn anything else. There's a short video of him on in my shorts, Tiffany, if you want to see it. Doesn't really show his size, but it shows how dumb he is. But he's about the size of a bobcat. Yeah, Leroy does think he's a dog. He's best buddies with the two dogs. Yeah, exactly, Eddie. Hey, Mark, thanks for coming in, buddy. Well, yeah, our dogs both think that. They, when we eat dinner, they sit next to us and get bites off the fork. Yeah, crack puppy. She's definitely 1,000 miles an hour most of the time. Really? That's impressive. Are they round doorknobs or are they handled doorknobs? I can see it. I've seen it done with cats on a handled doorknob, but I've never seen one that could do it with a round doorknob. That's what I'm waiting for. If it's a round doorknob, you've got to film that. That's impressive. If you can get a chance. Yeah, he makes appearances on Munchie Mafia now and then. But yeah, he's a big boy. Jesus. Guy just white lined it from 6 cars back. If I had to guess, I would bet he doesn't have a motorcycle. That's funny. Yep, get all that racing by us, and we all end up at a stoplight together, dude. And then he just ran the red light. Yeah, no, yeah, he's on his way to an early grave. Jesus, I've been riding since I was 16, and if you ride like that, you're going to be in the hospital at best. Probably I will, yeah, if he waits for that one. Yep, he just rode right up the white line into the front. Yeah, he's all the way up at the stoplight. At the stoplight. That's ridiculous. Oh God, this guy's getting up on the freeway, and I may see him as a splat mark here in a little bit. Yeah, he ran this red light. He's already gone from here. Jesus. All right. Some people. Yeah, this is normal rush hour traffic. At least down in the valley, I've got a pay to play sticker so I can run the carpool lane. But up here, they don't have that. All right. We are in Washington, about an hour and a half south of Seattle. I got to get over a few lanes here. Yeah, there's a few of us. I don't know a whole lot of creators from Washington. We don't know a whole lot of creators from Washington, but there are definitely a few that we know of. Wow, this is moving a lot better than it usually is. Yeah, traffic's not bad out where we live. Yeah, we have 4 stop signs in town, no stoplights. Town's so small we don't even have mail delivery. Everybody has a PO box. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, there's one at our corner. There's one. There isn't one anymore at Long Street, which is actually a very short street. There's one at Albert. There's one at Briar Hill, and there's one at Railroad. Hi, Chef Roasting Gag. Did you get my text? Okay, just making sure, honey. No big rush. I just want to talk to you before this weekend so I can get some logistics laid out. Yeah, the one got by the Cabooses Railroad. Oh, the one on John. Technically, the one on John Street on John's Road isn't really in Wilkinson. It kind of is, but I think it's stuck behind this guy. I pulled over with 4 tires. Yeah, it's a real life Mayberry RFD. Everybody knows everybody. If you see a kid screwing up in the street, hi Lisa, thanks for coming in. You see a kid screwed up in the street, you grab him by the arm and take him home, and the parent doesn't say, "Get your damn hand off my kid." They say, "What'd the little shit do now? And do I need to punish him, or did you already?" 2 kids, 2 kids vandalizing a new installation up at the firehouse, and the city tracked them down and dragged them back to the front porch until the police showed up. And they didn't argue with her. They didn't do anything. They just marched back up to our house and sat on the curb until the cops showed up. Have a good day, Tiffany. Hey, Beverly. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, tomorrow is going to be nuts with this parade. They're expecting 1 million people to come into town. And if they had decided on today, I probably would have canceled this appointment because getting in and out of town would have been the same. Hi, Mama O. Hey, NDR. Thanks for coming in. Well, might get some good views on the way back. Clouds are high and the sun's out. So no, we're working on it. Any watch hour help we can get is great. Subscribe to the climbing, so we just need to get the watch hours up when we're there. But good so far. Now we're gonna run into traffic. I just got notification that Tiffany found the cat. Uh, yeah, apparently she went to see Leroy in my shorts. Yeah, in the lingerie drawer. Doesn't really show his size, but it shows his lack of brain cell expression. Yeah, George probably closed her in there. That would be a George move. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everybody you get so attached, and when they go, it's terrible. Wow, even this traffic isn't too bad. That truck to the left says Catapult Northwest on it. I've never seen that logo before, but the logo kind of implies throwing stuff. So you think Catapult, what the hell do they work on? I wouldn't think we'd have enough of those in the area to have a company that works on them. Yeah, we were even looking outside, and our cats don't go outside, but anything's possible. And he was somewhere in the house. He just showed up. A new project, cool. I liked the review you put out yesterday. That was cool. Um, yeah, we actually rearranged schedules tomorrow to keep all our guys out of Seattle. And one of our big contractors actually shut down the job site for tomorrow because it's right down on 4th Avenue, which is the parade route. Yeah, it should be. I mean, you can always end up with wild cards, but last time they did this, the big problem was Marshawn Lynch getting getting drunk on the front of a duck and launching Skittles in the crowd. And for those that don't know, Marshawn Lynch was our awesome running back on that Super Bowl run. And every time he scored a touchdown, his mom would give him a bag of Skittles. And so he had a Skittles deal, and he had 2 large bags of Skittles and a bucket of. Well, now I'm having a brain fade. The cinnamon whiskey. I can't remember what it's called. I said it earlier, but it is now. And it was funny at the time, but I guess some people actually so. Fireball, that's it. He had a bucket of Fireball minis with him and 2 huge bags of Skittles. Trip back south should be about normal time, quarter to 11 or 11 o'clock. Yeah, it's going to be nuts tomorrow. I'd be curious to see how the stadium's lit up, or the stadiums are lit up. I'll turn the camera when we get close enough to them and see if we can see it. Looks like the sun's blazing on them just right, so we wouldn't be able to see all the lighting anyway. All right, Beverly, have a good day, honey. Huh. The configuration of my dashboard uh, on my YouTube just changed. Used to have a couple of things across the bottom that let you bring up menus and stuff, and it all of a sudden changed. Now there's just a setting wheel and oh, they just moved it all over to the side. Okay, surprised me that it would happen in the middle of the live. All right. Anyway, this weekend we do have the King Cake Throwdown coming up. Chef Roast and Gag and Chef City are gonna go at it head to head making king cake. for Mardi Gras / Fat Tuesday. So that'll be a fun one. Yeah, the sunlight's blazing right on the stadiums, so you can't see how it's lit up. Yeah, you can't see any lights, and that's too bad because they usually decorate it up pretty cool with lights. Here's the I-90 exit, and at the other end of this are the losers. It was an I-90 battle, true I-90 battle for football supremacy. And the other team just didn't show up. They're getting closer to being completed on that all glass front building. I'm watching that building in hopes that the crane will start to come down on a Tuesday. I've been watching the scheduling on it. If it's coming down on a Tuesday, we'll hang around in town and watch it because that's always fun to see a tower crane come down or go up for that matter. This guy's got new driver, please be patient stickers all over the car and he's driving like an idiot. Now we got somebody trying to merge left and stopping this whole lane of traffic. Come on, people. ICE protesters up on the bridge. Have a good day, Mama O. Yeah, we're almost to the end of this. A few more stoplights. Anyway, but wow, heck of a cargo line. All right, guys, I'm gonna shut it down a couple of minutes early just because we're just stuck in traffic. But I will be back uh, around 11 a.m. to go back south. Um, and I'll see you all then. Thank you for being here, and we'll catch you again in a bit.